All right, let's get into it. Today we are tackling one of the absolute game changers in a web developer's world, CSS Flexbox. Seriously, if you've ever wanted to throw your computer out the window while trying to get a layout just right, yeah, this one's for you.
So let me ask you something, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Have you ever tried to perfectly center something in CSS? I mean, really, truly center it, both horizontally and vertically. The struggle is real, right? Yeah, we've all been there. It's like a rite of passage for developers. But here's the good news, that headache, we're about to fix it, for good. There's a modern, super elegant way to handle this, and honestly, so much more. And today, we're gonna get it down.
So what is this magical thing called Flexbox? Well, at its core, it's a layout model for CSS. It's designed to arrange stuff in a single dimension. So think either a row or a column. And the real secret sauce is right in the name. The items inside can flex. They can grow, they can shrink, all to perfectly fill up the space you give them.
Okay, check this out. It's a classic before and after. On the left, you've got your standard, clunky block elements, just stacked on top of each other, looking kind of messy. But on the right, whoa, same exact elements, but now they're in a perfect row, all the same height, totally aligned. And here's the mind-blowing part. One single line of CSS did all that.
So how does that magic happen? It's simple. As soon as you add display flex to a parent element, like a section or a div, you basically flip a switch. That parent element becomes what we call a flex container, and all of its direct children, they instantly become flex items. This relationship is the absolute key to everything we're about to do. Container and items. Got it? Awesome.
Now, to really control these flex items, you've got to understand the world they live in. It's a world with two directions, or axes. First, you've got the main axis. This is the primary direction everything flows in. By default, it's a horizontal row. Then you've got the cross-axis, which, you guessed it, runs perpendicular to the main one. If you can just get your head around these two axes, you're pretty much going to master Flexbox. It's all about the main and the cross.
So, how do you control which way is the main way? Simple. You use the flex direction property. Out of the box, it's set to row, which is why things line up horizontally. But what if you want them stacked? Just change it to column. Boom, they're vertical. It's that easy to switch between a row-based layout and a column-based one. Instant power.
Okay, this is all fantastic when you have like 3 or 4 items that fit nicely on one line. But let's get real. Websites have dynamic content, right? So what happens when you suddenly have 10 items and they don't all fit? Are they just going to spill off the edge of the page?
Well, by default, yeah, they kind of do. They just keep going in one long line and overflow the container. But Flexbox has a beautiful, elegant solution for this. You just add one property, flex wrap wrap. And just like that, once the items run out of space, they just wrap. They neatly drop down to the next line. This is an absolute game changer for building responsive layouts that look good on any screen.
And really, this is what it's all about. You don't even have to take my word for it. The folks over at the Mozilla Developer Network, basically the Bible for web standards, say it perfectly. The real value of Flexbox can be seen in its flexibility/responsiveness. It's right there in the name, folks. Flexbox.
Okay, so we've got direction, we've got wrapping, but what about controlling the size of the items themselves? How do they share the space? For that, we have the flex property. And this is cool. It's not about pixels or percentages, it's a proportional number. It basically tells each item how much of the extra space in the container it's allowed to eat up.
Let's start with the most common scenario. What if you just want all your items to be the same size? Easy. You give every single one of them flex 1. That's it. This tells them all, hey, whatever space is left over, let's just share it equally. It's perfect for things like a nav bar with buttons that all need to be the same width. No more weird math with percentages. It just works. But what if you don't want them to be equal? This is where it gets really powerful. Look at this. The first 2 items have a flex value of 1, but the third one, we gave it flex 2. What happens? Well, it becomes twice as greedy for the extra space as the other 2, so it grows to occupy twice as much of that available space. This is amazing for creating those classic layouts, like a big main content area with a smaller sidebar next to it. It's all proportional and it's so intuitive.
All right, we are almost there. We've got direction, we've got wrapping, we've got sizing. There's just one more piece of the puzzle, the finishing touch, the thing we talked about right at the beginning, getting that perfect alignment. And this is your new best friend, your command center for alignment. Remember those 2 axes we talked about?
Justify content is how you position things along the main axis. Want everything smack in the middle? Use center. Want them spread out with the first and last items touching the edges? That's space between. And then for the cross axis, use align items. And yes, that is where align items center lives. That is the magic spell for perfect vertical centering. No more hacks.
So let's just step back and look at what we've learned. You can now create rows or columns in a snap. You can make your items wrap perfectly for any screen size. You can tell them exactly how to share space with each other. And, the big one, you can finally center and align your content with total ease. These aren't just CSS properties. These are basically layout superpowers.
And that's really the core of Flexbox. It's incredibly powerful, but it's built on just a few simple ideas. So, with all that in mind, I only have one question left for you. Now that you have this new layout superpower, what are you going to build with it?